Paige, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad Paige is here. She's an augmented reality designer, and she's just huge in the world of manifestation and the law of attraction. And so what I'm doing on my channel lately is I want to share everyone's vision board success stories and law of attraction success stories. And so I can't wait for Paige to share everything she's manifested with you guys.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be talking to you about this because I feel like I haven't really focused on the vision board component to all of this since the last time we hung out and we filmed that video where I made like that Photoshop vision board. And it was so fun when we did that. And I feel like I was at like I was really excited and hyped, but I set my vision board goals like so quickly. Like I thought that I had to achieve them in like, just a couple of months or like a year. And I think when that year ended and I didn't achieve some of them, I was like so disappointed. But a lot of them actually happened in the last 2 years or even 2.5 years. So it's kind of cool how like some of these things might not happen as fast as we think, but like they could still happen even in 2 or 3 or 5 years.
That's such a great topic that I'm excited to talk about. Like what happens when your vision board doesn't manifest. It's not that it doesn't manifest. It's exactly like you make your board and it makes you look at, well, what did I put effort into? What was I thinking when I put it down? What was my intent?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, on our channel, and I'll link it below, what did you put on it that you wanted to manifest that didn't manifest, but you realized it did later?
So when we first made that board, I had like a lot of different travel destinations that I wanted to go to. And while me and Keith ended up doing a lot of traveling, we didn't go to those specific places. And like we wanted to go to Australia and Bali and all that stuff. And I guess those are still on a long-term vision board. But I felt like I was okay with like not hitting them all in that 1 year, which was totally cool. I also had other ones like real estate, and some of those came true. And I remember I had a goal for like I think 100,000 or 150,000 subscribers on YouTube. And like I think that 1 month when I made that goal, I was like, it was growing fast and then it just dropped off. Like it just stopped completely.
The month you made that goal, it did start growing for a little bit?
Yeah.
And so what were you doing differently when you made the goal, and then why did it drop off?
I have to think that like I must have caught a trend where like one of my videos was just in the algorithm was getting a lot of traffic, and I must have just tried something different, something else, and I just dropped off that trend. And I went back to getting kind of like regular traffic after that. So like it didn't really grow. But then again, like I started doing all this stuff on Instagram, and I guess it kind of shifted there. It's like I was able to do that.
Because you went from like 10,000 subscribed followers on Instagram, and now you have almost 800,000 in like a few months, like less than a year.
Yeah, and that's kind of the crazy thing. Like I guess I kept trying to create YouTube concepts and themes based on stuff that I liked, but I wasn't like crazy about. So I was trying to be like a travel blogger, but I didn't really like travel blogging. And I was trying to be like a person talking about health. But I like all those things, but I don't necessarily like making videos about them. So it was kind of like, I guess it wasn't super authentic to what I was enjoying. I just wanted like the vanity of the number. And now it just kind of like, I did set a goal, like I wanted to grow on Instagram, but with my art. And I guess because I'm so passionate about it and I put so much time into it, like it actually happened. So like, I think it's so important, like when we make these vision boards, to have like real reasons behind why we want things, but also make sure that we're doing stuff that's really aligned with our goals and purpose, or else it just might not manifest.
What the difference is between intention and manifestation, and a lot of things that people get wrong is they think they have to manifest something because society tells you it is. Like, I need to manifest 1 million followers, and oh, I need to get it doing it this way because that's what other people are doing. So this is like what's viral. So if I get on this viral trend, I'll go viral. And you sometimes do, but people don't maintain it because exactly what you said, it's not what you're passionate about. So you're kind of manifesting in the wrong direction. So it's not sustainable. And if you don't have the right intent, it might not even manifest at all. Like you got somewhere, you have more followers than I do on YouTube, but it wasn't making you happy. But now you can see on your Instagram, you love art. You've always been amazing at graphic design, and you found something where you could go viral, but sustain it because it's what you're passionate about.
Totally. And you're right. It's like, if you're passionate about it, it all comes easy. Creating AR filters, I saw people that were pretty popular on Instagram creating them. And it was just so cool to see so many people wearing them and sharing them and supporting their art that I was like, I think I could do this. And it just came easy to me because I guess love art so much. And it's all thanks to you for taking me to that AR Lounge at VidCon.
I know, that's like the manifestation, like behind like augmented reality. And if you guys don't know what that is, like Paige makes amazing filters on Instagram. You know how you can follow people and get cool filters on Instagram now. Paige and I, we went to VidCon, which is a YouTube convention, which if you're on YouTube, you should probably know about. And I don't know if we snuck into the Facebook lounge. We probably snuck into it because that's what we do. That's how you attract things. And we met the right people, and we ended up becoming friends with this guy who worked at Facebook. And he was saying there's going to be augmented reality coming out on Instagram, and you guys should get into it. And Paige really took him up on this offer. And actually, you surpassed him on followers on Instagram now.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like when we first were in that lounge, I remember you were like, you want to come to my meeting with Facebook and you want to come try out this new AR thing? And I was like, I don't know if I could do it. I feel like I didn't even pay attention to like the tutorial because I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to understand this. And you were like, come on, Paige, you could do it.
I know, and it just like, that's all it takes. Like you just have to say yes to an opportunity. I mean, that's how we became friends. Like Paige and I became friends because I made a documentary on YouTubers for college, and I found her because she was working with Jenna Marbles, and I wanted Jenna Marbles in my documentary. And I mean, that's a law of attraction in itself. Like, how did you get to work with Jenna Marbles? Like, she's one of the top, if not the top woman on YouTube, you know, and she sustained herself for over 10 years now.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, and even back then it was like I just was excited about creating art, so I just reached out to her and I was like, hey, can I do some designs for you? And that's how that relationship started doing some artwork for her. And it's kind of like the same way I started with AR was like, I just started trying it out. I started sending them to people, letting them try them on.
Celebrities started using your AR. Like what celebrities found it?
I've had, so it actually started out back in like December. I was growing kind of slowly. I was getting like, I think like maybe 50 followers a day, and I wasn't getting that many shares of my filters. And I didn't really know, like I thought maybe I was putting too much time into it for like such small, slower results. And then out of nowhere, like Grimes, who's like a pretty big musician, and she's actually like, she's dating Elon Musk. They just had a baby. She followed me and started wearing my filters. And I was like in shock, like I couldn't believe it. And after that, she made a music video and used them in her video. And I looked on YouTube and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that's my filter in her video. And after that, it was like, I think other celebrities saw. So I've had Ariana Grande. She's worn my filters, and we've talked on Instagram before.
Wait, you talked to Ariana Grande on Instagram?
Yeah.
How do I not know this?
She followed me, and I messaged her. I'm like, what?
And what'd she say?
She likes my filters. She's just a fan of art. So I was like, this is insane. How did that happen?
Yeah, it's like you're like friends with Ariana Grande now. You guys should do like a filter.
Yeah, I wish. Maybe one day I could do a collaboration with her. That would be a dream. But yeah, she's one of the people who followed me, and she wears my filters from time to time. And I've had like Bella Hadid, Sam Smith, Adam Lambert, and like recently Elon Musk put my filter on his baby for his first baby photo that went out. So it's all over the news, which is just crazy.
So crazy. Yeah, because people are putting filters on their babies. Celebrities actually do that. I have a celebrity reporting background because they don't want to like completely show the identity of the baby, but they still want to show it. So they'll put a filter on the baby. So that's cool. Like I didn't even know that was like you. And that just goes to show when you're like the secret to the law of attraction and manifesting is being in alignment. Like your vision board didn't come true because you were doing what you thought you needed to do, not what you truly wanted to do. And all of a sudden you found what you wanted to do that matched your soul purpose. And now it blew up and you're talking to Ariana Grande. Elon Musk reveals his baby with your filter on it. Like these things sound crazy, but it can happen to anybody, but it takes time. And this is something I ask everybody, like, how long did it really take you to get to this point? Because I met you probably almost 10 years ago at this point.
Yeah, I met you almost 10 years ago. And I guess it's taken me 10 years to get to this point because I started out doing graphic design, doing Photoshop, like banners and stuff like that for YouTubers. Then I started moving into doing them professionally and branding, and then doing like billboards and advertising and stuff like that, working with influencers, us going to VidCon, making clients and stuff. Keith started managing tons of influencers. And then it's just like all of that led up to us going to that Facebook lounge and connecting with Chris Price and learning about AR. And then starting in October, I was like ready to go. So I started my first filter, I think got approved like the last weekend of October, like just in time for Halloween. And I was so hyped. And that's how it started. But it started out small. Like I was saying, it's like I only had like I got like 50 followers a day, and I was getting like a reasonable about maybe like 2,000 shares of my filters a day. And now I'm getting like, I don't know, something like 300,000 people share it a day.
What's your biggest tip then for people who want to manifest their goals, how to go about it, or if they want to, whatever it is?
You definitely have to link up what your goal is. I guess like you have to like really know what you want to do, and also you have to really enjoy it. If you say want to become very successful and make a lot of money or have a lot of followers, you have to make sure whatever you're going to do to get there is something that you truly are passionate about in your heart, and you have to put in the time. And like for me, it was like I started out by doing like 10 hours a day of tutorials. Like I watched tutorials like crazy to learn how to do this, because when if you were to see my first filters, it was like they were horrible. And I just was like so determined to make ones that were cute and were flattering that like I just put in a ridiculous amount of time. That even after 1 month, I was like, maybe this is too much. And even my mom was like, you need to take some time off. But that's how much I was putting into it. It was like I was all in, 100% in. I feel like that was like where all of my energy went. And then after I learned everything I had to learn, it just got to be more.
Yeah, you have to put the box in place. And if it's like something you're passionate about, it doesn't feel like you're taking that much time because you're doing something that makes you happy. And that at the end of the day is really the secret. Like it's like really it's that easy, but it's true. Like you had it within you all along. You just have to listen to your heart. And it sounds so cheesy, but time and time again, everyone I talk to on the show, that's what they say at the end of the day. Like the same thing as you. It's all a different story, but the same recipe to get there.
Totally. You're absolutely right.
I know. So we only have a few minutes left. Is there anything else that you're working on or that you want to share? Any mantras that you have?
Yes. So I guess like I'll share a couple of goals and then a couple of like a little bit of tips for anybody looking to get into AR. So I would say like for my future, I'd like to be able to do more. I'd like to do a couple of more branded filters for big brands. I'd also like to do more press and share more insights into the world of being an AR creator. I'd also like to launch a course, and I started working on it this week, putting together a course that teaches people how to do AR so that people that are beginners might not have a lot of experience with Photoshop can still learn how to do this.
I like how you're saying it here first because you're speaking into an existence, and then we're going to do another interview like how when we did your vision board one, and now we can see how it came true now. And now we're going to be like, let's do a replay of what you said. And like,
yes. And I know that it's like very important for me to say things and make sure I get them done when we talk. Because now when I watched our other video, I was like, oh no, I didn't do this. I didn't do that. So now I know I'm going to make sure.
That's the purpose of a vision board though. Like that's how, I'm probably going to call this video like why your vision board didn't come true, but really show that it did. But the reason why vision boards don't come true and why we make them is we look at them and we know exactly what we did and what we didn't do to achieve it. So we know why. And we can see what's important to us and we can understand to manifest and see what really is important.
You're absolutely right.
And I'm your accountability buddy. That's what I call it. We're holding you and the viewers accountable. Like hold yourself accountable. Like if you want to go for it. Like, and just do it. You do have to put in the work.
100%. Have to put in the work and just keep putting it out into the universe. Speak it out. Speak out our goals.
Yes, speak it into existence. That's how we're friends. So can you let everybody know where they can follow you and find your amazing filters?
So you could follow me on Instagram under my name, Paige Piskin. And you could also search me on Snapchat. I also make Snapchat filters. So both those platforms you can find me.
Thank you so much for coming on my show. I'm so glad we're friends. I'm so glad all my followers can be your friend now too. Thank you. And we'll see you guys next time for the next Dose of Bliss. Bye.
Thanks, Lindsay.